Welcome back to SA Today. Now, pro-Palestine groups are currently gathering in Sea Point out in Cape Town this afternoon to form a human chain in solidarity with the Gazans. And the Strip has been a zone of conflict for more than 2 years now. And civil society movements as well as faith organizations will be participating. And they're calling for an end to occupation, for Palestinian political prisoners to be released, and an Israeli consumer boycott. And for more on this, let's cross live to SABC News reporter Vanessa Poonah, who's joining us live from Sea Point. So, Vanessa, a very good afternoon to you. I understand we just missed, of course, the visuals of the human chain, but give us a detailed picture of how the pro-Palestine, of course, human gathering is currently taking shape at Sea Point. What does the official program also look like?
Alicia, good afternoon. Yes, indeed. Just a short while ago, what you see here behind me, all these people were lined up along the Sea Point promenade, just in front of the Mandela glasses. It overlooks, of course, Robben Island. And as the Palestine Solidarity Campaign spokesperson Yusuf Chitka said earlier on, that the same fight that Mandela had for freedom is, of course, the fight that the Palestinians have at the moment. Let me just tell you what I saw when I came along this promenade. People from all shapes and sizes in all walks of life holding up banners calling for the release of Marwan Barghouti, as well as a hand-stitched, it looked like what was it, a quilt. We'll ask Mr. Chitka to explain to us more about the quilt that we saw held up along with Palestine flags, people walking around calling for an end to the occupation. Let me bring him in now. Mr. Yusuf Chitka, a very warm good afternoon to you, sir. Please come and join me. You were speaking just now on the podium about the 29th of November being the International Day of solidarity with the people of Palestine. You've chosen today, along with your partners, to form a human chain. What symbolism goes into that human chain?
The human chain represents the enshacklement of the Palestinian people. Gaza is often described as an open-air prison, but the Palestinians all over in historic Palestine are imprisoned, are in chains, and Marwan Barghouti symbolizes the incarceration of Palestine in the search and in the fight and in the strive for self-determination. And we want to unshackle them from the Israeli jails, from the Israeli prisons. Marwan Barghouti, on this International Day of Solidarity with the Palestinians, there's an international theme for Marwan Barghouti to be released. Mandela said, my imprisonment is similar to the imprisonment of Marwan Barghouti.
So of course, today, not to interrupt you, we see that the program has now moved over to the grass patch over here. We know that there's quite a number of things that you are calling for today. One, of course, is the implementation of BDS. You are also calling for the implementation or enactment of the apartheid bill. Please tell us more about what this program here today will be calling for.
But firstly, we want to say we reject the Trump United Nations Security Council resolution, which recolonizes Palestine, which disarms them, and which disables them from the right to self-determination and the right to bear arms. And it's not an end of a genocide, it's not the end of an occupation. So that's the first thing that we're asking for. We are also saying that South Africa must act upon its obligations in terms of the Apartheid Convention, which was instituted in 1973, and which played an important part in the dismantling of apartheid in South Africa. And we've signed that convention, and now we are calling for the domestication of that apartheid bill so that apartheid can be criminalized and be declared a crime, not only in South Africa but everywhere. So that every South African who goes anywhere overseas participates in crimes against the humanity in the form of apartheid, we're going to prosecute them there, or anybody else. The third thing that we're asking for is an intensification of the BDS bill, of the BDS, boycott, divestment and sanctions. We know that South Africa, dismantling of apartheid in South Africa was contingent upon the boycott, divestment and sanctions. And so that is why we have made a renewed call to boycott certain groups and companies that are complicit in the genocide, from Amazon to Cape Union Mart, and that is what we are prosecuting here today.
We know that also, and just finally, I know you need to go back to the program, just finally, a number of political party representatives that I've seen here today, what role do they play when they come together at the stage here behind us?
There are 8 political parties, most of the parliamentarians in the parliament, in South African parliament, who have signed up to the apartheid bill, which are going to criminalize apartheid in South Africa, and they're all represented here, and they're going to endorse yet again. They've endorsed it previously at the Nakba occasions in our marches to Parliament, but now that there's a notice in the government gazette from the Speaker to do that, they're going to express their solidarity with that bill for us to prosecute it and have it enacted in Parliament.
Professor Yusuf Chitke, thank you so much for speaking to us, of course, there from the Palestine Solidarity Campaign, speaking to us as the program, Alicia, is just getting underway behind me here on the Sea Point Promenade. I think on the stage I see a spokesperson or someone from the Muslim Judicial Council addressing the gathering here. Of course, earlier on we've seen hundreds of people lining the promenade here in a human chain to commemorate the 29th of November, which is the International Day of solidarity with the people of Palestine.
Vanessa Poonah joining us live from the Sea Point Promenade.